Hello everyone. Welcome to our second Facebook Live Q&A. Today, together with Ibrahim, we're going to discuss about how to successfully apply for jobs here in Germany as a software engineer. Ibrahim is an Imagine Fellow and Senior Software Engineer at Templafy, and is going to share with you some really insightful advice and strategies he implemented in order to land his dream job. Before we go on, I would like to highlight that although the hiring process might be slower, companies are still hiring and there is an immediate need for tech talent. So I would advise you and recommend that you follow Ibrahim's strategies in order to successfully apply for jobs here. Only this month, just an example, only this month, 5 of our fellows were hired in companies here in Germany. And okay, without further delay, I would like to introduce you to Ibrahim. Hello, Ibrahim. How are you?
Hello, Eleni. Fine. How about you?
I'm fine as well, and I'm really excited that we're having this Q&A today. I think it's going to be significantly helpful for many people that are trying to find a job here in Germany.
Yes,
And
I
I
hope so.
think, yeah, you're the person that can really help them with that. So I would like to ask you some questions and help and motivate people to actively work on their job hunt.
Yes, I'll
So
be more than happy to add value.
that is great. So would you like to tell us some things about you?
I'm Ibrahim Hammad. I'm originally Egyptian. I worked in Bahrain before I come here for around 12 years. It was really amazing. And I just landed here in Berlin on December, 24th December specifically. So I'm here for around 4 months. And I'm working now in Templafy as a senior software engineer. And that was for me like a dream because I always hoped that I had only the code. So that was like a dream for me.
How was it for you? What were the differences when you were applying for jobs back then and when you started applying for jobs here in Germany? And how did Imagine help you with that?
It was like really strange because when I just look at it, it's a little bit strange because in July, specifically mid of last July, if you ask me, okay, will you apply in a job in Europe or in Germany? I will tell you, no, I will not do that because it's little far to me because I'm too old. So I will not do that. So forget it. I was like saying that, okay, I'm going to do that, but I never did that as really as a mission. It was just like a dream. Then one day, my elder brother sent me a video about someone talking about job uh, job opportunities here in Germany, and he was talking about Imagine Foundation, and they said that they are helping people to uh, uh, have a good CV and a good LinkedIn profile, and that was like something to me, like okay, let me do that because before Imagine, before last July, I I was keep applying on jobs in the Middle East, but I never got a call for interview. Just
Mhm.
like okay, so I might have something. Maybe my portfolio might be I'm too old, so I started to little bit lose some self confidence, to be honest. So when I saw his video, I applied to Imagine not to come to Europe, but just because because I felt that maybe I have a problem with my CV beside I'm becoming more old. So I applied to Imagine. I started the boot camp and I started to receive some advices from my career coach and the whole organization. I started to apply them, and even before I finished the boot camp, I started to get the first calls for the interview, and
Wow,
that was
that's
oh
incredible.
yes, that happened to me because I didn't complete. I was just in the middle of the process, and I started to at least people sending me emails saying, "Hey, come and do that." Uh, Exam or have that data structure uh, 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 assessment,
What
and
if
that
what
was.
What did you change during that period?
Uh, I think I had a very 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 bad CV. Maybe it's not that bad, but it is not suitable for the European market. But I feel it's bad because even in the Middle East, I was not having any calls for interviews. So the CV like flipped around 180 degrees, and I started to get people calling for interviews. And uh, before, I think within 1 week, I got the first three calls for interviews.
Wow.
Yes, and I started the interview process with them. One of them was in Sweden, and two of them was in here in Germany, and one of them for sure was Templafy. And I got the offer. So it was
That's
not planned at all. I was like, okay, let me apply. But that fire inside me, the old dream that I had, because I always had a dream that one day after I retire, once my kids approaching the university time, I'm going to retire and take them to one of the great universities here in Europe or in USA. So I said, okay, let me do that now.
That is a great message that you are sending, that it doesn't matter how old are you, it doesn't matter where you're from, you still have to try.
Yes, and I'm not saying try. I would say that if you are talented, people here most of the time they don't look at the age at all. So it doesn't matter. I bet if my manager or the people who did the interview, the interviews to me in Templafy, they know my age. They may not notice that. So it doesn't really matter if you are 35 or 45. It doesn't really matter. It matters what is your experience, what you can bring into the table.
I see. I saw some comments. I'm sorry. Of course, please ask us any questions you might have, and we will discuss about them. Uh, and now something else, like also you manage, because also people are asking us, is it possible to bring your family here?
Actually, that was one of my checklists, because if I fail to bring my family with me, I wouldn't take that chance or that opportunity, to be honest, because I cannot imagine to be here for 3 4 months without them. It would be very difficult to me. So it was one of my checklists, and I had my family here from day zero. And actually, we are not coming from Egypt. We are coming from Bahrain, as I mentioned. And for that, it was really, really, it was more difficult. It's going to be much easier for the people coming from Egypt, because I would, there, I was having like shutting down everything, packing everything. And here I have to do a proper planning for the family. So they have their schools, they have everything. And you can imagine planning there to shut down and planning here to open a new home. So, but it is doable. You have to plan because you have your family, but it is 100% achievable.
So someone is the same age, like around 45, and he's asking, is there a chance?
Uh, I would say that forget about the age at all. Don't mention it. It's not there to be mentioned. It's about you. What's your talent? If you are talented, and your experience is modern, have experience with the modern technology. So we have among our team in Templafy, just an example, people around that age, and they are adding a lot of value, a lot of value. So don't mention the age. Don't think about it. Just think about what you have and what you can bring to the table.
What is your advice on how to prepare for a technical interview?
Okay, so uh, I'm I would say that I'm just like most of you guys. Like the problem solving interviews and questionnaire was like I never passed it from the first time. It just needs some practicing, and it's worth it. So for me to prepare for that, I I took an advice from the internet. One of the guys was mentioning about a book about data structure and algorithm. I just spent 2 3 weeks on it, and I did a lot of practicing the internet. So there is a lot of websites that do that exams, and it just come with practicing. And then
Exactly.
once you practice on that, you will definitely pass. And it really matters the organization that you are applying for. So some of the organizations, they need you to have the basic skills of problem solving. They don't so, it what I'm saying, it maybe does not apply on Google. If you're going to work with them with the search algorithm, they need much more than that. But the normal organization that create basic applications that we are using every day, they don't need you like having a university degree in math and these kind of things. No, you just need a problem solving skills, and this you can get by a lot of practicing online, reading a book or two maximum, and not entirely them, just to take the basic knowledge, and that's it. And after that, your experience and the knowledge on the technical interviews, the one-to-one interviews, for me, the knowledge that I had, the basic information that I know about .NET and the things that I'm using every single day was more than enough.
I think one of the important things is having the passion to what we're doing and developing your skills all the time. That's really important.
Honestly, I cannot imagine a software engineer without a passion to engineering. I cannot imagine that, because our job is not that easy. We spend a lot of time sitting on the chair, working with the IDE, not talking to people, and after that you have to spend some more time to know about the technology, and that's a lot of time. If you don't have the passion to do that,
Exactly.
you will not be able to continue for a long time, I guess.
Uh, do you have any recommendations or any advice about some trending technology that people should start getting to know or investing some time?
Okay, so for I'm originally a .NET engineer.
Hmm.
So in .NET Core, it's not new anymore. I cannot say new. It's gonna be the replacement officially by Microsoft. So if you still don't work with .NET Core till today, you have to find a solution. Even if you don't want to come to Europe, you have to start now. So .NET Core, and if you know one of the front end technologies, also it's going to help a lot, because there are a significant number of organizations they need full stack. And it doesn't mean that if you don't have a front end, it's going to be difficult for you, but I'm saying that it's going to add value. So
Exactly.
having
The more you know,
some
the better.
exactly, yes, you are right. So .NET Core is important, and if you know React or Angular and or Vue, one of the technology that's for the front end, it's gonna help a lot. And this is with the your daily activities as a developer.
Mhm.
Beside that, knowing Docker and Kubernetes and microservices and domain-driven design, as you mentioned, the more you know, the better you will be in a better position. So all of these things are, I'm not saying trending, because it was trending. Now it is part of the nowadays life for a developer.
Something else, like how many times did you apply before making it?
A lot, a lot, and I got a lot of rejection letters. I still get rejection letters still today, by the way, but it doesn't
Well,
really matter
also one important message as well, that people shouldn't give up.
at
It's a
all.
procedure and it takes time, but you're going to make it. And I think like the small changes that you did as a fellow here, like really helped you. Like
Yes,
your CV, your LinkedIn, cover letter. These are all important factors that shouldn't be neglected.
yes. The idea is, I have applied like, let's say, 100 job opening. I need only one, so it doesn't really matter. Just apply, and you will get a lot of rejection letters. Just don't take it personal, because it's not against you. These people, when they send you the first rejection letter, They don't know you. It's just like an HR evaluating the CV from the look and feel, and it it might it might be like it's not the good fit for you. It's fit for
Mhm.
someone else.
Exactly.
It doesn't mean that you are bad or you don't know enough. No, it doesn't really mean that. It means that they need something slightly different than what you have. But there is another organization in that world, they need you. A good example to that, people always were saying that .NET is not relevant anymore, and if you are working with .NET, it's like it's not you don't have a lot of probability to come here to Europe. And my case is proving exactly the opposite to that. There is a lot of job opportunities here for .NET developers. I'm not saying they are like the people who are working in different stacks. Maybe they have a better opportunity, but people just remember that you need only one job. You're not going to work in two jobs at the same time. So if there is
Exactly.
a company and they need one developer, that's more than enough.
Yeah, people shouldn't take it personally. It doesn't have to be about your skill. It's that
Yes,
they're looking for something different. But the
yes.
only way to succeed is to apply and apply and apply and develop your skills and learn more.
And also have people like imagine to look at your CV, because if you are it's that happened to me. If you are having a rejection even before the interviews, it must be something with your CV. It's not you. You are great, but maybe your CV require some manipulation, some change in the look and feel. Maybe you have some spelling mistakes. There are many things, and Imagine are great in that because they did that with me. They have evaluated my CV
Hmm.
after I did after I did the manipulation, and even after that, before and after, and they spotted a lot of things that I was doing wrong. So have other people like Imagine to look at your CV, and if you are getting rejection during the interview process, I think this is even more easier because it's gonna tell you what is your problem.
Exactly.
Your problem is in the interview itself, in the technical knowledge. You're gonna figure it out. You will be able to know it.
The important thing and the first step to starting the interview process is having a strong digital presence
Yes.
nowadays.
Yes,
And
exactly.
also, like, what about the German language? We get that question quite often.
Okay, so I know no German at all, zero. My wife the same. My kids they started to learn German here in Berlin, and in Berlin, if you know German, it's gonna open more doors to you in when it comes to jobs. So let's say that it's gonna double the job uh, 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 landscape that you can apply in. But it is not mandatory. It's not required at all. I know zero German, and I know a lot of people. They are my colleagues in Templafy. They know zero German. Yes,
That's why I think as well that it's not a prerequisite to know German, but of course, as we said before, the more you know, the better in any kind
exactly,
of knowledge.
exactly.
And people ask us again how the state of hiring when it comes to relocation. All right. If you have to say what you told me before about your company,
Yes,
like
the
everyone
good
is
thing in Templafy, we are still hiring. Actually, we as a company, we have a plan to increase the engineers by like 30-40%, and that's a lot because we are more than 40 engineers right now. So we are still hiring. And just yesterday, 1st of May, we have just two colleagues join Templafy engineers. So people are still hiring, and some of them, if you are in Europe by chance, it's okay. You're gonna start your job. But even myself, I'm working from home. So if you are a good fit for a company, they might start, and they might start with you while you are still there in your country. And there is one more thing that if you apply today, it's gonna take like 3-4 months just to land your job. You are not going to just like apply today and then you get your job offer tomorrow. Things takes time. It took me more than 3 4 months to apply. I started in around 1st of August, and I got the job. I landed the job 24th of December.
Hmm.
So it's more than 4 months. So things gonna take time, and the pandemic now has started to. We hope
Yeah,
that it's gonna a lot of places started to open. So if you apply today and you got your job like after 4 months, people will be the wallet will be a new wallet.
that is what I'm seeing as well. Like the situation is getting better and better every
Yes,
day, and I'm quite
yes,
optimistic as well. And I see many companies are hiring. There is an immediate need for tech talent. And
yes,
anyways, even before, the process was taking some time, and many times were done digitally, and now it's the same. So
yes,
people are starting working remotely at first, and then even the onboarding is done remotely, and then you can come to Europe once the situation is better. So that
yes,
shouldn't stop people from applying. Like I think people should actively apply right now. But there
yes.
is an urgent need, like many companies are hiring. It is just a slower process, and that is normal.
And I would say that there is one thing also that even in the pandemic itself, the need for software engineers is more because
Exactly.
all the people who didn't believe before in the digitalization and having everything on computer and remote and cloud, all these mentalities now they started to change. So even the small shops now, I can say that the people that I'm buying from them the food, they have now an online platform, and you can order online, they do the delivery. So it's even if the whole economical situation is not good around the world, but not for software engineers. We are not happy for that, but it is
Of course.
the current situation right now.
Yeah, I think people should actively work on their CVs, on their LinkedIn, on their digital presence in general, and
Yes,
continue applying. This is
yes,
only temporary, and in some months things are going to get better. They're starting to get better even now.
yes,
Like
yes,
so, nobody should stop. Nobody should uh, feel that way, and they should also like apply to our bootcamp. It is free, and it can really help them with job opportunities here in Germany.
yes.
I don't know if someone has some questions or if there is something else you would like to add.
I would like to tell people, especially software engineers, please guys work on yourself. Uh, uh, don't feel too old. You are not too old. I was considering myself as too old, but it's not like this. Work on yourself. You gonna find your opportunity one day.
Hmm.
Just don't give up, and uh, work on developing yourself. If you are
Exactly.
if you are working now in a place that does not offer that, start to think about it, because you will need that. If you are working with a very old technology uh, and for a long time, that's not a good thing. You have to work on yourself.
We have one more question. I don't know if you know about that, if you know about network engineers.
Yes, network engineers are also required. I'm not saying that it is equivalent to or similar to the software engineers. Maybe software engineers required more, but network engineers also required a lot. And you can easily do that. I'm doing this because I have my elder brother. He's a network engineer, and I know that he have a lot of he have a lot of opportunities here. I have seen that myself. But if you just go to LinkedIn, just go search for network engineers, maybe in Europe or in Germany or in Berlin, and you'll find a lot of job opportunities.
Um, then the questions get a bit more specific, and it's about apartment and life here in Berlin. How did you manage, and or how is your life here in Berlin?
Okay. So finding apartment in Germany or in Berlin is not something easy. It's something very, very, very difficult, but it is achievable. So I got my first flat before I come here to Berlin through a website called Wonderflat. And after I came here with proper planning, I have my wife. She's a really great planner. So she did a lot of planning and she helped me a lot. Even before we come here, she is helping me every single day. But in that particular topic, it was she took it seriously, and we managed to find a flat within a month and a half, and in a good place here in Berlin. So yes, finding a flat is very difficult, but if you take advices from people who are already here, they can help you in doing this. And for that, I would like to ask Johan about that, because he was like my advisor in that. He helped me a lot, even before we see each
Johan,
other.
Johan can help everybody. He has like wonderful advice and provide help to
Yes, yes,
everybody. So,
and
uh,
and that reminded me. Sorry to cut you, but that
yeah,
reminded me with a word from Walid. He told me about Imagine, that Imagine is too great to believe without you take that chance with them, because you guys are doing amazing job, amazing thing, and you have a very,
thank,
very good vision in developing and giving people more opportunities. So thank you for that.
thank you as well, and congratulations for making it, because we helped you, but also like it was your effort as well, like not giving up and being passionate about what you're doing. So that is all for today. On a last note, I would like to invite people to apply to our bootcamp at www.joinmazin.com. We can help you with your CV, LinkedIn, digital presence, and provide information about how to successfully apply for jobs here in Germany. So please actively work on your job hunt and do not quit. Do not quit
Yes,
and do not get disappointed by how the situation is right now, because seriously, there is need. Companies are hiring and they need people like you with talent and motivation to succeed.
yes.
So thank you for today.
Thank you,
I
Eleni.
hope you have a
It
great
was
rest of the day, and thank you all for joining us for this Q&A. Uh, that was great.
thank you, thank you, Eleni.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.